Hello and welcome to a special live edition of Alien Investigations. As always, I'm your host, Steven, and this is special episode number 6, where we take a break from playing X-Files CCG to actually opening up some booster packs. Usually is what we do in these special live episodes, because even after 26, 27 years, there are still very, very many packs of sealed X-Files CCG cards still out there, just waiting to be opened. And we're going to be opening up some sealed booster packs tonight for you. And before we get into that, why don't we go around and introduce our guests? For starters, let's start with Kentuckian Jonathan Hagy, who is actually going to be opening up the sealed cards this evening. It won't be me this time. Jonathan's going to be doing the honors. How are we doing over there in the state of Kentucky, Jonathan?
We're doing good, Stephen. I have a special guest for us.
Excellent. Hey there, Isaiah. How's it going?
Yes, he's a recurring guest. This is my wife, Nicole, and she's ready to go to bed. She's saying hi. She's the 100th subscriber.
Yes, yes, that is true. For anyone who doesn't know, the channel just reached 100 subscribers just the other day, and we have Mrs. Hagy to thank for that. I thank you so very kindly for that. It is a big milestone, and I never thought I would actually get to that many, but I thank you for taking part to help me reach that milestone.
Yeah, #1 fan. This is awesome.
And of course, I thank you for letting Jonathan avail himself on a Wednesday evening, of course, to open up these cards for us, give the viewers a little bit of X-Files CCG content in the middle of this week.
Absolutely.
And of course, Isaiah, are you going to be staying up for the unboxing as well, or is it past your bedtime?
Oh, it's a school night.
It is. It is a school night.
Mom, you stay up till 9:30.
I think Isaiah, he's got a little bit of some leeway, because he's like, hey, I have taken part in an X-Files CCG tournament and I schooled people in it. So
Yes.
10 o'clock should be my curfew minimum on a school night.
Yeah, I was going to say that kid, he's too lucky. He doesn't get to guess what ultra rares are in the box, because he'll probably win it.
Yes.
That is true. So yeah, we David just gave a little bit of a sneak peek at what we're doing special for this evening. We are going to be offering up some cards to the viewers. Jonathan, since these are your cards, I'm going to turn it over to you, my friend. Why don't you tell us what's the parameters? What are people going to have a chance to win this evening?
Well, as we know, each box contains 3 ultra rares. We're going to let everybody that's watching submit their guesses for what the 3 ultra rares will be, and if you get them all right, you get the ultra rares.
Excellent. So,
then,
go ahead.
We're going to do a Truth is Out There unboxing, and if you get these right and that one right, you'll get the ultra rares and a No One's So Paranoid.
You heard that, folks. You have a chance to be taking home a No One's So Paranoid. So just to reiterate what Jonathan just said, so if you correctly guess the 3 ultra rares that are going to appear in tonight's broadcast from the 1013 expansion, if you get all 3 right, and then in a later episode of, I believe it's going to be Studio Squim, which could be hosted by Mr. David Peace, who I've yet to introduce this evening, but we'll come right over to you in just a moment, David. Yes. So if you get all 3 of the 1013 ultra rares guessed tonight, and you correctly guess the 2 ultra rares that are going to show up in a box of sealed Truth is Out There edition booster packs, which I believe are going to be hosted on Studio Squim at a upcoming time to be named, you will be taking home a No One's So Paranoid. How's that for a sweet prize right there? Mike's like looking at us like, what? I'm trying to plan a tournament here, guys. Don't be giving away such awesome prizes soon. Come on. We got a tournament to think about. So anyway, before we get to the unpacking those booster packs, because I also want to give everyone a chance to think about your 3 ultra rares, and you can post them in the live chat between now, and you'll have up until the time the first ultra rare appears. Once that happens, no more guesses. So start thinking of your 3 and just calling them out in the live chat. I will be taking notes during it. And before we get started, I do want to introduce the other guests we have, in addition to Jonathan and his whole family. We also have joining us from Washington State, Mr. David Peace, host of the Studios Glim channel. And David, as I was just alluding to a moment ago, you will be hosting an upcoming unpacking episode in the near future, yes?
Yes, correct. It's still to be scheduled. Jonathan and I, Jonathan has been in contact and I have not. So it's on me to get that figured out. But we're definitely going to be doing that very soon, especially now that this offer is out there. I'm sure people are going to be very excited to get their hands on a No One So Paranoid. So we won't be waiting very long.
Okay. And we already have some guesses coming in. And Jonathan, I think we're going to have to come up with, because there's only 5 ultra rares, and I think with all the guesses we're going to have coming in, there's going to be a chance that, and yes, it's already happened. Nathan from Chasing the Dragon has actually, I haven't called out mine live, but I did have them written down. Nathan has selected the exact 3 that I have picked. So I'm just wondering if maybe we need to do like a draw, like if in the unlikely event that 2 people guess the same ones, if we should do like a drawing. Maybe David, you can bust out your alien investigations bucket again, and we can just draw if 2 people guess the same ones. What are you thinking?
Those are handy.
What do you think, Jonathan? Is that fair? If it come to that?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Nathan, sorry. You and I have the exact same. Yeah, I wrote mine down. You and I have the exact same prediction for Alien Stiletto, Krychek Possessed, and a near-death experience. So in the unlikely event you and I prove to be correct, we'll just do a drawing on the fly here. I'm sure David can run and grab that bucket if that proves to be the case. So next we also have. We have 4 Flashers, Mike, all the way up in Canada. So he's calling out Alien Stiletto, Unexpected Call, and the Men in Black. Good choices, Mike. I'm just writing them down right now. And we have Men in Black. And then next we have Andrew over in Mississippi, who actually just in a recent episode, he won a signed... Did he win the signed Langley, or did he win the signed the host? I can't remember which. David, do you recall?
I'm sorry?
Andrew from Mississippi, who's joining us. He won a signed card in the last draw. I can't remember if it was the signed host or if it was the signed Detective Manners. It was one of the 2. I can't remember which one. Congrats on that one again, Andy. I hope it arrives in the mail soon. I think you're the only one who's still waiting on their signed card to arrive.
No, unfortunately, I don't recall which one specifically that he
was one of the 2. All right. So Andy, I've got yours noted down: Men in Black, Near-Death Experience, and Alien Stiletto. And David, it looks like that's you right there typing in. Unofficial Alien Investigations prize bucket. Very nice. And Madeline says, I will sit this one out so there's no doubles. Well, feel free, Madeline, if you want to, because what we'll do is we'll put the 2 names in the bucket and we can pull them. Should that happen? Because you
don't want to sit this one out. You don't want to sit this one out. The stakes are too high. The cards are too good.
Are too high. These are ultra rares we're talking about. No, I say go for it, Madeline, because that not only like if you win tonight, you're that's gonna allow you to advance to what, as Jonathan was talking about, the next round, which is going to be for the Truth Is Out There edition one. So chance to win a No One So Paranoid, which any of us in the X-Files CCG community knows those are very, very hard to come by, especially at a decent price.
That's a big deal. I'm glad you're recording this because
yes, me too. I did not know about that until we were going live. I honestly did not know. All right, so Madeline, yes, she agrees. So she is going to be posting hers. Oh wow, she already did. That was fast.
I was going to say good work because knowing our luck here.
All right,
I feel like would be in the first
variety of guesses that are coming in. I feel confident in saying someone is going to get this right. I would be very I think there's still some other combinations that are out there, but I think by and large, I think we've covered a lot of them. Okay, so Mike, 4A Flashers, and Madeline have actually the same exact one. So again, if it should come to that, we'll put their names in a bucket and we'll draw, and then that person will be the one to advances. Well, actually, I guess, Jonathan, what we could do is if they're both correct, then they are both eligible to proceed to. They still are eligible for the No One So Paranoid because they did guess correctly, right?
Sure.
So I think that's fair. So that makes sense. So if you're both in that instance, if you're both correct, you still have a chance. So all right. So I think we've got that all worked out, don't we? And so keep the guesses coming. As I said, you have until the very first ultra rare gets pulled tonight. And Jonathan, I'm going to bring your camera into the main here because this is where all the action's happening here. We're going to be seeing some 1013 edition cards getting cracked open right now. Why don't we get started and bust open that inaugural pack?
All right.
I'm guessing there's going to be a teamwork card in this box.
There is. There's the teamwork off the top. So this is a box that I cracked the other night for a game Steven and I played. I pulled one booster out of it, and then I re-separated the cards back to the way they were so that those cards from that booster are still here. So that's kind of the first pack that's already open, but we'll go through those too.
And I was kind of joking about that teamwork because that was a hobby exclusive when someone bought a whole box. Well, maybe not hobby exclusive, but if you bought a whole box that was in the shrink wrap of the box. So anyone who bought a full box got one of those for free.
Yeah, they came packaged in the box at the top of it.
Right underneath the clear shrink wrap, right? Yeah.
Yep, it is clearly visible at the top of the shrink wrap on there. So that is one of the 97 promos that was made of what it's as a box topper for the release of the 1013 expansion, which, as most fans of the game know, is going to include cards that are cards from which they're derived from the third season of the third season episodes of the X-Files, which most will hail as the best season of the series. I'm inclined to be in that camp. The third season was definitely a highlight season for the series. In fact, actually, Madeline, who's tuning in right now, I know she is watching the show for the very first time, and she is currently watching the third season at this point. I believe, Madeline, if I'm not mistaken, the last episode you watched was Clyde Brookman's Final Repose, the one that took home an Emmy. So that one is obviously a highlight of not just the season, but the overall series itself.
Well, talk to me, Jonathan. What do we have here?
Yep. What are we looking at? This is the pack that you opened for our sealed game the other night, yes?
The ones that are down here are the ones from the sealed game the other night.
Excellent. Very cool.
In my hand, I am holding the first one I've cracked tonight.
All right. What do we got here?
Rare card in here is Visions of a Madman.
Which, if you ask me, that card has about the same rarity as an ultra rare because I have opened a box of 1013 and that card did not come up, and I've got very few copies of that card, and it is not easy to find. I think Mike Perrine, if he's watching, he'll agree. I think he's actually in agreement with me on that. I don't know why that one card from Clyde Brookman's Final Repose, not easy to find. And any other interesting ones in there? What do we got? Captive Hybrid is a pretty good, albeit expensive conspiracy card. And we do have a question from Andrew. He says, what's the likelihood that two of the same URs show up in the same booster pack? I was wondering that too. I'm trying to remember because I did open one. I did open a box of 1013 not too long ago on the channel, but I don't think we have the same.
It doesn't happen often, but I think it's happened.
It could happen.
Yeah, well,
And
who
then
knows
no-
what the odds are?
We'll just watch
What
that.
the universe.
That happens tonight.
Did I see also a Tom lottery jar?
Yeah,
from
that
the
was
TV
from
deal?
the pack the other night. Yes.
That's kind of a tough one too. Is that a rare?
It's a
Mhm.
rare.
I believe so. Yep.
That's not one we
Lottery
see
card
very
is
often.
rare. We got my spreadsheet open right here.
Mhm.
So we typically are going to be looking at one rare card per 15 in each booster pack, if I'm not mistaken. Occasionally, like when we open up packs of Premier and Truth is Out There edition, sometimes there's multiple rares in there. In fact, not too long ago, Madeline opened up 4 Premier booster packs, and all of them had rare cards in there. Never saw that before in my life, but it
Your
was
favorite
quite
card. Favorite agent. Detective
yeah.
Man.
Oh, that guy.
Manners.
Boo.
Ooh, Jonathan, I think we should do a little side wager. How many Detective Manners cards are going to show up tonight? If you get that correct, you get all the Detective Manners.
Here's our next rare, War of the Coprophages.
Coprophages, very nice. All right, so if anyone wants to take a guess of how many Detective Manners cards come up, throw them out there. I'm gonna just say I'm gonna say 7, just for fun. Not that I need to have any more Detective Manners cards. Good lord, unless he shows up at another convention. I'll get them all signed.
Well, I could use a few on my Kevin Morris Mafia board, so I'm going to guess 3.
All right, David P says 3 Detective Manners. Nathan, Andrew, anyone else who's watched? Oh, 4-Way says only 1. So, well, that's the one right there. That's the one right there, Mike. So
He's playing Price is Right rules.
yeah, he is. So I'm gonna also bring in another surprise guest we have this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Mike Perrine of Mike's X-Files CCG, who is back home now. He's no longer away at the cabin. He's back home. He's in the studio. He's ready to go. How's it going there, Mike? Are you muted, buddy?
Our next
Well, I'm
rare,
not muted. I hear an echo.
Festival of the Hungry Ghosts.
I love that. That's a good bluff. I'm not hearing an echo, Mike. You sound good on my end.
Okay.
John Mostow in here too.
That's pretty funny.
Okay, cool.
Nathan.
Yeah, you know, I just I saw what you guys were doing, and I didn't have to be to bed for like another hour or so. And I was like, oh man, I want to check it out.
Let's look at some cards.
All right, Mike. Which 3 ultra rares do you think are going to be showing up tonight?
Oh man, out of 1013.
Which 3?
Oh man. I'm thinking.
Hurry,
Is there
he's
a
almost
prize
to
if
the
we get it
reader.
right?
Oh yes, yes there is. Which will ultimately end in a No One So Paranoid being awarded to one lucky winner.
I'm gonna go with Men in Black,
Okay.
Unexpected Call,
Okay.
and Too Close to the Tree.
That's Truth is Out There edition.
Oh God. Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah, Near Death Experience, Crycho Possessed, and Alien Stiletto.
Krychek Possessed.
All right. Crycho Possessed it is. All right, cool. Another combination that hasn't already been guessed. Okay, so here's what people are guessing for number of Detective Manners is cards showing up. We've got Madeline with 4, Mike 4A Flashers with just 1, which we've already got 1 as of this point. We got Andrew in Mississippi with 9. And as I previously showed, Nathan's like 0 because he refuses to acknowledge Detective Manners' existence.
Number 2 Manners.
We're already up to 2.
All right, so that does eliminate 4A Flashers' guess right there. So we got 2 so far.
One of my favorite cards, even though I don't think I've ever got to play it.
What was the rare?
Sketches.
I like that one. Mike, I know you're looking for that card to get played on the channel at some point, right?
Yeah, if you guys can explain to me how the hell it works.
That's why it's fun.
Yeah, remember that's kind of a tough one to work into a game. Does someone have the verbatim card effect, and we can try and figure that out?
I mean, essentially, it's intended to operate as Agent Bill Patterson's game effect. But I think where the confusion comes up, and maybe I don't have it at the ready. No, I guess I don't. Is that it's a question of whether you assign it to, I think, one of your agents versus one of your opponent's agents. So I think that's where the confusion comes up. I'll see if I can find one.
Well, it's a conspiracy card, and
There we go.
if the agent is negated, discard this card. If the agent is reduced to 0 health, remove the agent from the game. It wouldn't make sense to attach that to your own agent. Unless you want to kill, why would you want to get one of your own agents removed? It wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. And because it's referring to agents in the field and it's a conspiracy card, we tend to treat, when you're the conspiracy player, we tend to treat your agents as being non-existent at that point. So I'm inclined to think it's for one of the opposing agents. But then again, that kind of goes against what the Bill Patterson, because Bill Patterson agent effect is when you use your own agent while you're the conspiracy player. But so I think that's again where Mike's trying to get some clarity is whose agent is affected by the Mostow Sketches card. So Nathan, you're still watching. I know you're busy you got some work there, but yes, if you want to weigh in on what you feel on that card, do feel, yeah, this is something we can also go over in the Discord community. Sounds like it should be a killer card is what Andrew says. And yeah, that's a good point. We do have cards like 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 the Double Agent, which operates very much in the same way. And that's a premier edition, Truth is Out There edition card, which with very similar effect, which does have a chance of being removed from the game should it reach 0 health in combat.
I just wish there was like rock solid, like, you know, this is like you play Mostow, like this is what it means. But it's so open to interpretation, and maybe the most open to interpretation card that truly exists, at least for the 1013 set, that Matt and I tried. We thought we had it for quite a while. And it would be like, well, what if, you know, it's very strange. And I'd love to hear just some rock solid. Maybe we need to do a Dave Mays corner on that one.
We haven't done one in a while, and I'm
Like
sure
a
Mr.
special
May would not mind availing himself to us for that.
Another very special episode where that's the only card you talk about for the entire
I know, right?
It's like, we are going to figure this out tonight.
Right.
There's a
Nathan
flesh.
says, my take is that Mostow Sketches duplicates Patterson's game effect. I'm inclined to agree, but yes, it's the question of you're going to play that on what you're the conspiracy player, Nathan. So you're going to play that on one of your own agents. Is that correct? So I'll give him a chance to reply to that in a moment. Meanwhile, Jonathan, any other cool rares have shown up while we were talking?
We got a flesh sculpting, and we got a Skinner intervenes.
Okay.
There's another Skinner intervenes.
Nathan says correct on your agent. Otherwise, for 4 CP, you could remove an opposing agent from the game, which is silly. Yes, and I'm comparing that to the cost of 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 the Double Agent, which I think is 6. So kind of sort of comparable, but yeah. And I think because if you relinquish if you were to use it to choose one of the opposing player's agents, then it becomes a question of who's controlling the agent during combat. So that kind of makes it adds a bit of a wrinkle to it as well. Yeah. So I think that's for the sake of just convenience. It almost makes more sense to assign it to one of your own agents as a conspiracy player. That way, there's no question that you have control of what's going on during the combat subroutine. So I'm kind of I'm liking that. I was looking to see what the cost of Krychek the double agent was, but I think it's 6. Someone can prove me wrong if they happen to go with me.
We're going to prove you wrong right in this very next pack. That's going to be the card.
No, actually, I just found it. It is 6. So yeah.
And here's another Manners.
Well, what are we up to now? 3
so far.
3.
All right. So David Peace, you have said 3. So as of this moment, you are correct.
How many Kreskys are there?
Oh, we didn't start keeping track of that. Jonathan, do you mind checking? I know we have at least one.
I think it's
one.
Just one. Yeah.
One so far.
Just
I'm
one.
gonna say 3 Kreskys.
We'll send them all to David Lewis for him to sign. Right.
He probably will if he wasn't didn't hate us anymore. But
I remember, Mike, your interview with him. He's a really down to earth, super nice guy too.
He is. He really is. But we bugged the shit out of him. Sorry, pardon my French. And he and he just got to the point. He's like, "Listen, guys, you guys didn't pay me anything, so maybe don't contact me anymore."
Oh, wow.
So you were a few calls away from a restraining order. Okay.
Yeah, technically I had his home address, so yeah. I mean, I guess, yeah.
I feel like we could bug Larry Muster all we wanted to with signing cards, and he would just be happy to do it.
Steven, do you have the video that we got him to send you from FileFest the first night?
Yeah, I did. Didn't I play it on the? Does anyone recall? I think I played it for everyone.
For tonight, I'm not. I didn't see it tonight, and I only came in late because I realized, oh man, you guys are doing something, and I don't have to go to bed for a while. So,
I on my computer, so I can't bring it up. But yeah, I'll have to. I'll have to get it on my laptop so that way I can play it for you guys.
Well, there it is, the stupendous Yappy.
Very cool witness card. I'll buy it. A little bit problematic because it says active keyword or something like that. So I know they were going for activator active, but yeah, it's still one of those things where if you're playing a tournament and that card comes up, someone could be really like lawyerly about it.
Oh, here's one of your favorite ones. Skinner's wedding ring.
Oh yeah, that's actually another one that has the same problem where it says keyword active on it. So yeah, there's like 3 in 1013 that have that problem. I think Moscow Sketches was the other one.
Yep, there's eliminating the source.
The sculpting one.
Is it Mostel Sketches or is it Flesh?
No, Flesh Sculpting. It's like the same image basically. So
yeah,
I get them confused sometimes.
But it's let's see.
It says keyword
it's not
active.
Flesh Sculpting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we all know they meant activator active when they were saying that.
Kresge number 2.
Kresge number 2.
He really truly was our favorite interview. Like, hands down, the most fun we had, and he played off of us the way we played off of him, and it was amazing. And I don't know. I just had this idea, like, oh yeah, we're gonna be like super best friends now. Like, he's gonna come down here, and I'm gonna be like, hey man, let's go hang out and get beer.
Another
Kresge number 3.
That's pretty nice. But he's working on some other stuff right now. He's a little too big for his britches. I did see him recently. I've been rewatching Stargate SG-1, and he was one of the SG team's science officer in quite a few episodes. Actually, it was kind of cool to see. So.
Wasn't he in the first episode?
No, it was season 3. He was in a few episodes, and then I think season 4 or 5, he was just kind of in a. Like, hey, General Hammond, check out what I have. I don't care. And then he was gone. But.
Circuit board implants.
Oh, David brought a furry friend to this nice place. David, I don't believe I had the pleasure of meeting this one.
This is Willie Nelson. He knows his name. He's a good guy.
You know, I hung out with his namesake for a week about 20 years ago.
Very
I beg your
nice.
pardon, sir. What's the story here? Put down the cards. What's going on?
So Willie Nelson is real good friends with one of my best friends' grown-up stepdad. And he came and visited for a week while we were in high school, and we hung out with him for a week in Harlan, Kentucky.
I'm surprised you remember it at all.
I remember the smoke.
Yeah, I was going to say that's why I'm surprised you remember any of it. I'm sure it's just a week long.
I remember the cloud. But yeah, that was a very interesting week.
Very, very nice.
Another Manners has come.
We got 4 Detective Manners is coming up. So Madeline, you're currently on the spot with your guess. You have selected 4 Manners cards. So if it stays as it is, you're gonna be taking home more Manners cards than you know what to do with.
Are any of them going to be signed though?
We're at 3 Angelas. Angela White.
If Larry Musser should appear at an upcoming convention, or heck, like I said, I'm sure we could just mail him anything and he'll just sign it for us.
Yeah, I got his address.
Victor Klemper.
There we go. Maybe Victor Klemper. He's a pretty good witness.
Yep.
Refresh my memory. Victor Klemper
he has like 3 to medical and like 2 to sciences or something like that. And his cost is a little bit cheaper than most other witnesses that cost that, because if government adversaries play, he gets removed from the game.
He just wanted to retire growing plants, man. That's all he wanted to do.
That's all he wanted to do. I mean, he was a Nazi after all, so you can't be too sympathetic.
What? Come on, man. That's name calling. Come on.
Allegedly. His character was a Nazi, so yeah, just saying.
Did you see Mike Four-Way Flashers? He's done the math for us.
Oh wow, that's very, very low.
Yeah.
How is that based on like what people have done already, or because there's 3 ultra rares, right?
Yet, so right now it's still anyone's guess.
There's another Angela White.
So yes, if anyone wants to guess what they think the 3 ultra rares are, you better get your guesses in soon, because
that's probably it.
Oh, that's a good one.
If Guillermo was watching, he'd be shaking his head at every one of us who mispronounces it. So thankfully, he is probably still, like, it's 4:30 a.m. where he is. So thankfully, he is fast asleep.
He'll watch it when he gets up and just be disgusted the whole day. He'll just be shaking his head.
Yeah. Come on, you guys, learn the language.
Matt and I did this exact same thing, though it wasn't on a YouTube channel. Before we even started the channel, we were doing this exact same thing. And if you've heard the story before, just ignore me. But we drew so many Kresge cards, so many that Matt and I looked at each other, and I'm like, "Hey, man, we should do a channel on this." And he said, "Yeah, who are we going to get to guest host?" And I just held up a card, and it was Kresge, and I was like, "That's our number 1." And he's like, "Okay, cool. Like, is he important?" We're like, "Probably not." And and no offense to David
He's
Lewis,
important.
I mean, looking at the skills of that card alone,
right? I mean, he probably is the least important agent in the entire game. Can you think of another agent in this game that is least effective in any way?
Skill wise and effect wise, he is definitely the most useless. Although, I mean,
what bias?
I would say no one ever people use Kresge more than they use like Agent Lucy Kasdan, whose effect is based on an abduction card taking place. But otherwise,
nobody uses Nemhauser. Nobody uses that card.
True. Who just used Nemhauser?
Was it one of those where you had? Was it when somebody picked your agents and you didn't get to choose?
Yeah. Actually, Nemhauser.
That's the only way that's getting used.
Yeah.
That's the only way it's happening.
No, I was so amazed. Like, okay, we got the channel. We started doing, shows and everything. We got, a little bit of a following. It wasn't too great. And then we made contact with Dax. We got involved in the Facebook group, and I started talking to Dax. He's like, "Yeah, I might be able to get a hold of David Lewis for you." I'm like, "No way, dude. No way." And yeah, like I said, to date, it's our favorite episode that we've ever filmed. So
Here's a
I
good
do
one.
like that episode. It is one of my
Unexpected call.
There it is, unexpected call.
ultra rare. So
One for me.
that eliminates me and Nathan. Sorry, Nathan. You and I are both out of this. David Peace, you're still in it. Four-way flashers, you're still in. Andrew, unfortunately, you are out as well. Madeline, you are still in this. And Mike, Preen, you are still in this as well. So far, so good, gentlemen.
Still a
And
wide
lady.
field.
Lady.
What is that? The official drink of tonight's broadcast? What do you have there?
Oh, this is actually, believe it or not, this is probably a first for you guys. This is water. This is liquid death water.
It's just water too, but it's from my refrigerator.
Andrew, that's a very dark story, actually. The guy is currently serving time, as far as I know, and I don't know when he's actually slated to be released. So, yeah.
Kresge.
Oh, another Kresge.
Another one.
Actually, I wasn't keeping track of Kresge guesses. I think that was all Mike. Sorry.
I don't
I'm
You
just
like,
I'm
you
clear
won.
manners and who's ultra rares again. I'm keeping track of enough as it is.
I guessed 3, but what I meant was 33. That's on
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Well, that card is so popular. You guys even made a
Here
song
we
about
go.
it.
Here we go. Number two.
And it is.
Alien Stiletto.
Oh, sweet.
All right. Mike, four-way flashers, you also have Stiletto. Madeline, you also have picked Alien Stiletto. And David Peace. It is down to the 3 of you now.
All right.
Sweet. Come on, near-death experience.
Yep. So if near-death experience comes up, David Peace gets the win. Or if the Men in Black card comes up, that goes to Madeline and Mike four-way, which we're gonna, we'll do a draw, I guess. We'll do a draw in that event.
Or if it's a tie, I'll just send one to each of you.
Yeah, let's do that. You got some spares on him. Good man. I think I'm
Manners
gonna
again.
like the Stiletto. Oh, another Manners. So
Manners.
Madeline, I am afraid your guesses on how many Detective Manners will appear has it's just overshot, and so that's 5. So I currently am still in it with 7, and Andrew has picked 9, so he and I are still in this.
All right, guys, we ready?
How many packs are left?
There's actually a lot left.
Yeah, the ultra rares came up pretty quickly. I was
Can I
expecting.
get in on the manners pool?
Yeah, it's a little bit late. For fairness' sake.
You can venture a guess, but you don't get any cards.
That's fair. Trust me, I don't need cards. I'm gonna go with 12. I'm gonna go with 12 manners.
12 manners, just for fun. Just
for
all right.
fun.
That's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair. 12 manners. Okay, so Nathan,
wow.
or sorry, not Nathan. Jonathan, did you say the last one just came up?
Oh, yeah. You ready?
What is it?
Men in Black.
Men in Black. So
Man,
guess
I
what,
choose
David?
3.
You're gonna have to go get the unofficial official Alien Investigations bucket, and we're gonna have to do a draw, a face-off for Madeline and four-way flashers.
Oh, and I think Madeline wants in on the manners.
Oh, she already did. Madeline, you had picked 4, so unless she's going for Kresge's or something. So, yep. All right. So, congratulations to Mike up in Canada, and congratulations to Madeline for correctly guessing the 3 ultra rares that would show up. Bravo. So now we get to settle this tie, old fashioned, which just gives David Peace another chance to use the bucket he worked so hard on, which I think is a Taylor Swift bucket or something. Is that right?
It's the Taylor Swift The Eras movie popcorn bucket, otherwise known as the officially unofficial Alien Investigations prize bucket.
So it's half a Swifty bucket and half the Alien Investigations bucket. I guess I'm
It just
flattered
depends on my mood.
to be used, or that my logo is being used to cover up part of Taylor Swift. I mean, so only all the Swifties out there are clicking unsubscribe at this moment.
I'll put it up here so everybody can feel good about it.
I can't see it. Try again.
No, I'm going to get rid of the virtual background here.
All right. And we'll do the drawing, David, right after Jonathan finishes, open up all these, and I'll put you front and center, and then you can do the drawing then. Sound good?
Sure. Should I just do one, or should I do like 3 of each name so that there's a little bit of randomness in there?
Yeah, do nuts. Yeah, that sounds good.
Oh, I think Madeline and Mike are making a side deal here about sharing.
Well, we could do that. I mean, it's kind of more fun to do a drawing, but we could do that. I'm just looking for any excuse to have that bucket get used.
Well, it got its airtime
on that, so we can do that. I would be happy to split with Madeline. He just needs the stiletto. All right, that's fair.
And then we'll tear the Men in Black in half, and you can each have half.
There you go. So that is very generous of both of you. Very nice. Excellent. That stiletto is a pretty nice ultra rare, Mike. I am in agreement. Out of the 5 ultra rares in there, I do like that one the most. I mean, it makes for great CP. Solomon's very, very nice. Yes.
What's the reference? I don't get it.
It's Solomon. They cut the child in half.
Oh yeah.
Although I guess in this case it's 1/3, 2/3. I guess you could say. So I did him not too long ago, who is still sleeping right now. But I think I'll go ahead and take a moment while Jonathan is continuing to open cards. Jonathan, feel free to call out any of the rares that show up. This coming Saturday, 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 and I are going to be squaring off once again at usual time slot, I believe, either 9 p.m. or 10 p.m., probably 10 p.m. more than likely. Give 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 a chance to rest. We're going to be playing a game of X-Files CCG on Saturday night. And for this one, we've, tried to find a way to spice it up a little bit. 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 and I are going to be bringing each 70-card bureau decks. However, 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 has chosen 10 seldomly used Premier Edition cards that I have to use in my deck, and I have chosen 10 Premier Edition cards that 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 has to include in his deck. And these are seldomly used ones. These are ones that do not appear regularly in the games on this channel, as well as Studio Squim and Chasing the Dragon. We rarely ever see these cards show up. They get very little love. So you're going to be seeing some of those show up potentially in this coming Saturday's game against 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 and myself. And I'll let 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 unveil his on Saturday. But for anyone who's tuning in and would like a sneak peek, I'll go ahead and reveal right now the 10 cards that 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 has chosen for me to include in my deck. The first of which is actually an agent card. So it's actually going to be on my team. Agent Lucy Kasdan, which we can all agree is the one agent card who is most infrequently seen in any of our games, because, as I previously stated, her game effect is just, it's a bit too situational depending upon an abduction card getting played, and there's, of the commercially released cards, there was only 3 of them out there, so just not very many chances for her game effect to get used. Her skill set's pretty nice, though. The other cards are the abduction card, which is one of those that would be that would benefit any player using the Lucy Kasdan card, because it does have an abduction effect on it. Oh, we got 𝐗-𝐁e there, Mike.
There we go.
Everybody's
very nice.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. Gotta love 𝐗-𝐁e. And so the other cards that are going to be in my deck on Saturday night's game are Witness, Dr. Grisham, which is one of those RP generating ones, which out of all the RP generating witnesses, I very frequently use that one. We also have No Place is Safe, Deductive Reasoning from the episode Conduit, Equipment Malfunction, an ultra rare, the Lone Gunman event card, very nice. And of the bluffs, we have Detective Kelly Ryan, For equipment, the lie detector. And lastly, a combat card, dodge. And that's another detective manners right there. So that is 6 as of this point, right, Jonathan?
I believe that's correct.
While I was drawing there. So those are the 10 cards that Guillaume has chosen for me. But I'll let him unveil the 10 I've chosen for him on Saturday night.
Jonathan, what was that equipment card you were holding up there?
The lie detector.
No, the 2-lux video camera.
Oh, that's a cool one. Costs 5 CP. Very
it's
nice.
good for CP. That's what it's good for.
RP. You can sell it for 5 CP though.
Which is what everybody uses it for.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Is that from Pusher, or which one is that from?
That is from Pusher.
Pusher? Yep. Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
So there's an added stipulation in the game that's coming up between Guillaume and I. If for every 5 of these cards that gets played, the person who plays those cards gets awarded a penalty question without incurring. Oh, I'm sorry. For every 5 of these cards that gets played, the player gets an identity question without incurring a penalty question. So 2 chances to get an identity question without a penalty question in the event that it is an incorrect guess. And 4-Way says, how did Guillaume not put buyers in there? Yeah. I mean, I think we've seen, but I think buyers, I don't know. Yeah, he comes up enough. But I think it always seems to be like sealed games where he actually actually, he did make a crucial play in a game between, I think it was David and Nathan not too long ago, wasn't it?
Stephen, you and I used to know paranoid to do a buyers.
Yes, use the use your no one's so paranoid and use the buyers effect, which we've never seen before.
Jonathan, did I see another Kresge came out there?
You did. We're up to, let's see, how many Kresges?
Doing a Kresge check.
We're up to 8 Kresges, man. We're nailing those.
Kresges and manners as that have shown up.
Does anybody need a knock on the menu? Because
got one.
I'm looking for some wallpaper, Mike. I could use that.
Right?
There you go.
Yeah.
I just can't believe, Mike, you have given out so many not on the menus. I'm honestly surprised you still have any left.
I know. I'm looking at my signed Kresge actually right now. I think I have one.
There's Clyde Bruckman.
Very nice.
I only have 9 signed Kresges left. I'm just
wow.
Bottom of the barrel, guys.
No joke. Need to do some more giveaways.
Yeah.
And I see Nathan is calling me and Mike out. He did give us a list of cards. He won that we were doing a booster opening, and I think he guessed right on how many.
Oh, we haven't done that yet.
And he gave us a list in Discord of cards, and Mike and I still have a game to do. That was before File Fest.
Yeah.
All that planning kind of had to take precedent.
Yeah, I'm still trying to, believe it or not, guys, I'm still trying to fine tune my Starlink at the cabin. Man, it's so weird. During the daytime, like during the daylight hours, oh my God, I literally downloaded TV shows and I had a great connection. As soon as I was talking on the show with you guys, like I was cutting out like every 60 seconds, and it was like, what is going on? Like it's there. So I'm still trying to figure it out. I haven't given up on it yet, but yeah, we're gonna get there. We're gonna play. We're gonna have games. So.
We haven't forgotten you, Nathan.
Yes,
and there's Jose Chun's from Outer Space on there.
That's a good event card. It's one of my favorite event cards from 1013. Mike, I might as well take an opportunity to play. Oh, did you just pull another one? Oh no, it's the same one.
No, I was just changing the angle because of the
space. Good Lord. All right, so Mike, I'm gonna go ahead and plug our game on Sunday since that is coming right up. So in addition to the game I'm playing with 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 on Saturday night, which again I think is going to be 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, on Sunday morning, or well, it's going to be Sunday after, right at noon. It's going to be 10 a.m. where Mike is, though, I guess. So on noon Central Standard Time on Sunday, Mike and I are going to be squaring off with a sealed deck game. And Mike, you're going to be bringing a Premier starter deck, is that right?
Yeah, we're doing Premier starter decks, right? And I think 2. Truth? Is that what we're doing?
That's what we're doing, my friend. And here's hoping one of us will pull an ultra rare card. That would be pretty sweet. We did see that in my game with Jonathan. He pulled Nurse Owens, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you remember, Stephen, in regards to this game, what the stipulation is after we draw our cards? Do you remember what the specialness of the game is?
Why don't you tell the audience what we're doing? I do recall that.
Okay, so once we've found our cards, right? We know what team we're playing with. We know what cards we have. At that point, we each have no more than 3 minutes. 3 minutes to select any one card to add to our deck, with the exception of
Deep Throat.
Correct. All right. So no deep throats in the game, but we can basically pull any other card. We have to show it, right? We have to show, hey, this is the card that we're playing. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that.
I'm curious which card you're gonna pick, Mike. My gut tells me I feel like you would pick 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬, but then again, I feel like that just seems too obvious.
Well, I mean, it's going to depend, right? So, like, if you say you get Agent Dana Scully, right? What point is there in me pulling an unexplainable time loss?
Right. Exactly. Because
it's really going to
because you could be thinking strategically. It's like, okay, it looks like we've got a science-heavy team going on there. So probably want to throw out the unexplainable time loss. Yeah, for sure. That's kind of what my thought process is as well. Plus, if I get 2 copies of the particular card I have in mind, then I got to go get a different card anyway. But I think I've narrowed it down to 2 at this point. So I'm just going to kind of have them set aside just in the event. Oh, 1 more manners to add to the tally. So that is currently 7 detective manners, which is exactly what I had guessed. So as of this point,
5 more
manners show up, then I've got Jonathan 7 more detective manners as if I need them. But I'm not giving out hope that maybe I'll either have a chance to mail them to Larry Musser, or maybe he'll show up at a future convention in which I'll be in attendance.
Another Kresge.
Another Kresge, Mike.
We're up to like 9 of those.
Good Lord. Yeah, so Mike, I'll just say I'm keeping an eye on the guest list for the Amaru. I'm keeping an eye on the guest list for the preservation collection. Not that I have high hopes of actually going over to Saratoga to attend, but if the guest list is impressive, if it's not just basically a repeat of all the actors that were at File Fest or the previous preservation festival that they had, then maybe I'll swing it. We'll see.
Yeah, they're gonna want nothing to do with me.
Yeah, probably. In an official capacity, that is.
It wasn't like I necessarily burned the bridge. It was just like, you guys want to put me in a tent in July. These guys want to put me up in a conference room in a gaming facility. Like, I mean, what do you want me to?
Right. Yeah. I wouldn't want to play X-Files CCG in the stifling July heat. Not just the fact that if the wind picks up, cards are going to be blowing all over the place. So,
right?
I mean, I get that working with a very limited space. I get it. But
hey, I got no regrets, man. I got to ambush Chris Carter, and so it was all good. Yeah. No, I'm thinking if they have an impressive guest list, maybe I'll find a way to afford to go up there just to get some more cards signed, because it'd be cool to get some more cards for the. Oh, Jonathan, I think we just lost your table. And actually, I think we lost David Peace as well.
Yeah,
So.
I think we did. Let me see what's going on here.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I was watching that, and it looked like, to the untrained eye, it looked like David's wife came in, gave him a kiss, said something, and then his video went dead.
A gentleman never kisses and tells.
Well said, my man. So Mike, what else do we got coming up on Mike and Matt's X-Files CCG? What else can the audiences expect in the near future?
So I did. I haven't even told you yet, Stephen. I did get a hold of Mike Mackey. He's going through some pretty gnarly stuff right now. A lot, actually. So he's not ignoring me. He's just, his life has just gone a little crazy. But the cards that he's sending us will be going out soon. And in case you guys haven't heard or don't know anything about those, not only are they the cards for our own private collections, but they're the cards for the grand prize for the tournament, which are gilded cards. Gilded original cards.
Should be back, Stephen.
Yep. I think you just need to flip it the other way, though.
Oh, what the?
Mike, this is very exciting news. Go ahead and
if you guys thought that Gen Con cards were rare, they're nothing compared to this. These are cards, these are cards that actually have the gold. Like they only made 2 of these. One ended up in the chipper. The other ended up with Mike Mackey, and he has these. He did have some of them at File Fest. If you didn't see them.
Oh no, I didn't see them.
Yeah, he had some of them there. And believe it or not, I'll be honest. When I first got there on Friday, I met him for the first time in person. He pulled me over and he shows me this. He's like, look at this. And I'm like, what? It's a Langley. He's like, yeah, but look at it closer. And I'm like, what are you talking about, man? Like, I didn't want to say anything. I felt like stupid. I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, look at the edge. And I looked at the edge and I was like, no way. So yeah, the whole edges of these cards are, it's pretty crazy. So this is one hell of a grand prize. And there will be, I believe, a total of 3 or 4 of them up for grabs within the tournament. So yeah, man, it's gonna be really cool to give something away that crazy rare.
That's pretty awesome.
It for the first time, ladies and gentlemen, gilded premier X-Files CCG cards.
Yeah.
Never before seen by the majority of fans. That's pretty impressive.
I kind of disconnected myself from Discord for a while, and I haven't seen any details about this tournament. Do you have anything set in stone that we should know about?
So we're still working on details. However, it won't start until the new year. We're looking at the official start to the tournament sometime. I'm thinking in the spring of 2024. It will be an online tournament, kind of like what we did before. But realistically, with everything that happened with the first one, good and bad, we kind of have to take a beat, right? We have to take a step back and say, okay, this went okay. How can we make it great for everybody? And it's just going to take a little bit of time to plan. The Discord group has been great. If you guys follow on that, there's been some great suggestions and ideas that I've kind of been thinking about a little bit. And I don't want to do it alone. Again, Matt and I, we took on too much. And honestly, I took on a lot too, my whole office was covered at one point, and people's information and time zones, and it was really hard to do. So we're just going to find a way to make it better for everyone, including us, make it fairer, make it more, enjoyable for everybody. So it's coming. It's going to happen. We just need the prep time.
I have the one missing ingredient that you need to make this extra fun.
If it's Matt, then you are absolutely correct, my friend.
Yeah. Do you have a Matt in your back pocket, David Peace?
I wish it could be, but a close second would be possibly a Don Russ card up for prize. Do enough of those even exist to be able to do that kind of a thing?
Is there 9 of them?
I thought there's only 6.
Only 6?
5 or 6, I thought. I could be wrong.
I thought Dave said there was a sheet, one sheet, or one cut sheet.
There's an uncut sheet.
There's the uncut sheet.
Yes,
So
there's
an bits of them or something, right?
There's an uncut sheet, but yeah, I received 3 from. You remember, Stephen?
From Duncan.
Yeah. Duncan sent me 3, the only 3 he had. I sent 1 to Stephen. So I've got 2. And yeah, I really only need the 1.
You know who has 0?
Everybody else in the world.
Win a day with Dave.
I have a lot. I have a lot of Kreskies.
You're willing to trade those?
So I just opened the last pack. So the official count on the manners.
Where is my Donruss card?
7. Stephen got it.
Where is that Donruss?
Oh, you just opened another manners?
7 is the official count. I'm done. I've got through them all.
You're done. Okay, yes. So I didn't win the ultra rare contest, but I got 7 manners coming my way.
You lucky
very
dog.
nice, very nice.
You
Okay,
can put those in your stack of 800 manners.
I know, right? But hey, they will be signed. I'll get them signed by Larry Muster at some point, I'm sure. So, Jonathan, with regards to the shipping, I have the addresses for Mike up in Canada. I also have Madeline's address, although I don't know, she might just it might just be more to limit the number of envelopes. I'm sure Madeline will be fine if you just want to pack those in with the manners and send them to me. I will make sure she gets them. Because Jonathan decide in the chat what she wants to do.
Jonathan, just send it to me. I'll make sure Madeline gets it.
No, for real. I'll make sure she gets them for real. Let me bring in Mike to the main here. So check out that, ladies and gentlemen. I was actually trying to find mine.
That's awesome.
Those are so
I didn't know the
incredible.
backsides were different.
Yeah.
Very cool. Where's my Donruss card?
That's awesome.
There.
I've a couple. You guys probably saw these there.
Yeah, well, Scooby Doo. We're getting that on the channel here pretty soon.
And the 200 subscriber card.
There it is.
There he
Cameron
is.
Poe. Very, very nice.
Wow, I'm just looking in here. I have so many more. Oh yeah, I got these guys here.
Who is that now?
That's
That
Mr. Manners.
is one of the season 4 expansion witnesses, specifically Denny Markham, and that one is autographed by Larry Musser at File Fest. Very, very nice, Mike. There is my Donruss
Well,
card.
Stephen, you may notice Madeline is into the Scooby Doo card. We might have to get her in on a game of Scooby Doo too. Then.
Yeah. What? I got a question. So, David, I sent you all those.
Jonathan, just so you know, Madeline says you just send them to me. All right, you got my address already.
I actually don't think I
you
do.
been playing?
You can get it to me later.
I'll get it to you later.
Scooby Doo, I've been holding on to for Stephen and I, and just life gets in the way, and X-Files usually trumps everything. So,
Oh, there it is. Sorry, I was looking.
I've still got my. You may remember I posted a picture of that that hand drawn playmat that I made for myself, and
That was cool.
there it is. Look at that in all its glory.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much again, Mike. Wow. All right,
Thank Doug McMinnell.
Yeah, and yes, Duncan as well, of course. I'm going to bring in everyone now. So make it all right. Sorry, David. Do continue. Forget my interruption.
Oh, we were just talking about possibly getting that Scooby-Doo game out on the table.
Let's do it. Yeah, I know, Mike, you've been wanting to see a tutorial on how to play the Scooby-Doo card game. So yes, we did promise that a while ago. I think we need to make it happen.
I've never played it. Yeah, I've never played.
Here's a hint: take the X-Files rules and take out half of the rules, and there's Scooby-Doo for you. I mean, it's pretty basic stuff, but you know, any X-Files CCG player will recognize it immediately.
So it's similar.
It's very similar, but it looks like it'd be pretty fun.
Yes, indeed. And
it's
so,
kind of like X-Files light, so it's
yeah.
a good afternoon. Good one for kids to start up with too.
The only Scooby-Doo stuff that I have not given up, though, the only stuff is I have 2 of these. So the first is we cracked it and we put it into actual cases. And what this is this. The actual playtest.
Playtest deck.
That's like basically the Scooby-Doo equivalent of Gen X-Files CCG cards. Holy smokes.
So
Where
we
did
had
you get these wonderful toys.
Brian sent us
Woodward.
Brian Woodward sent us both these, and the idea was, okay, cool, we'll crack one of these, we'll put them into sleeves, and then I couldn't part with just the other one in the original, so
Madeline, I know Mike just showed us something very, very impressive. So what I'm about to show is almost nothing compared to that awesome demo deck he's got there. But I do have here all 5 foils of the Scooby-Doo gang right here. And I have Mr. Mike Perrine as well as Matt to thank for that. That was part of a trivia question that you did on Mike's X-Files CCG quite a while ago.
Oh God, didn't we make you hunt through Scooby-Doo episodes to figure out? Yeah.
I hunted hard for that answer. Or there was like 5 questions, I believe, and I was like really like racking my brain trying to find them. I'm glad we limited it to the first season, basically.
Yeah, they pulled all those images from those cards. They pulled from the actual show itself, from like VHS tapes, which is just bonkers. They literally gave them all the tapes and they said, "All right, create this game with Scooby-Doo," and they'd find these. Okay, and they just pause and they'd be like, "Okay, cool, that looks good enough." So then they'd screen grab that and pull that into, it was nuts, man. I mean, the X-Files was even more sophisticated when it came to the medium that they had to pull from. But Scooby-Doo was like, "No, here's some VHS tapes. Just deal with it."
Hit pause.
Yeah.
He was on the
Mike in Canada. Yes, basically the mystery gang is acting as what would be the equivalent of the X-Files CCG agent cards. Yeah, although they don't have any skills really or anything listed on. Well, kind of. No, they have a game effect, but no skills. It looks like.
Yeah, they have a modifier, but I think it's the site has a value, and then your opponent is the one that kind of modifies that, and you go back and forth either adding events or items to change that fright value, I think it's called. And if you beat that fright value, then you win the site. You get to eliminate. I don't remember how many there are, but different names of all the different episodes from the season. And your opponent has a pile of them with all the different names, and they'll expose them one at a time as you win the sites. And just by a process of elimination, you figure out which is the episode that they're holding on to, which would be the equivalent of like the X-Files that you hold on to. But yeah, it's pretty neat. I've got my cards out there. Mike offered me a sizable box of them, but you pack thing in there like I swear, as soon as I cut the tape on it, just it was so jam packed.
Yeah.
You
Well,
really
hey, we all know that there's the flat rate boxes, right? If you can shove it in there, hey man.
if it fits, they'll ship it. It doesn't matter.
it's-
It could be a gold brick in there, but no, it was jammed full of every Scooby-Doo card you could possibly fit into that square inch size box. Yeah,
I did. Yeah, I'd love to see you guys play a game. I know, Steven, if you and David play a game, I kind of know what he has, man, and
Oh, yeah.
he's dude.
that's
There's a
what
lot of
you think.
foils. He got a lot of really cool foils, like the malt shop foils and stuff like that were in there. So yeah, just watch
Very
out.
nice.
But
Let's talk about it. David, the next game, the next game you and I play will not be an X-Files CCG game. It will be Scooby-Doo Expandable Card Game. Is that what it's called?
correct. Yeah,
ECG? Scooby-Doo ECG? All right,
ECG.
yeah. Let's set that up. All I got to do is read the freaking manual, and we'll be good to
Yeah.
go.
Good luck with that too, because when I opened my starter pack and pulled out the rule book, it's held together by glue. It's not like a nice staple.
Oh, yeah.
thing. And as soon as I pulled it out, it was like
It disintegrated.
yeah, it was like at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark when they reach into the Ark of the Covenant and pull out the
Sand.
Yeah.
thing, and it's just sand. I pulled it out, and all the pages just fell
yeah, I
apart.
see, Steven, you've got a couple of those back there, right? I see.
Oh
that.
yeah, I ordered a couple of starters for it. Yeah,
Actually,
We got to do the X-Files versus system game too. We got to do one of those.
This is one of the things that came in the original starters.
Oh, is that
wow,
the comic
let's
book?
do that.
Yeah, the little comic book.
Oh yeah, you did show me that.
Yeah, and I went on eBay with this thing, or I mean, I went on eBay to look it up, and there are people, because it's actually stapled on there, and there's people that are selling just this little comic book for the card game for like $50. I was like, what? That's insane! Don't do that.
Well, you can ask whatever you want on eBay. That doesn't mean you're going to get it.
That's
true.
pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I got to show off that game board that I made.
Oh yeah, let's see it.
Yeah, I'll put. Oh yeah, I've seen it. It's very nice. I'm gonna put myself up in the main here, Madeline, so you can take a look at what other components there are of the Scooby-Doo expandable card game. We've got the Scooby Snacks right here, token sheet that I need to punch out in preparation for the game. And there's also, Mike, maybe you can explain what these are exactly. Actually, this might be one that you sent me one of these.
Is that the pop-up?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's the pop-up here. So
I've actually got a few of those. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. They're just pop up. To what extent?
they're used in the game.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It replaced. You use that instead of the flat card.
Okay,
It's
so
actually it's
supplementary.
got the
Okay.
same game effect and everything on it. You can just it's a 3D object that you can move back and forth.
Oh, okay.
Very nice.
And
Very
then
nice.
just the scorecards that are in the back.
Yeah, which as David said, they basically fall apart once you open it. All right,
The Scooby snacks are so
bring
weird.
David back.
They're so tiny.
David, I'm gonna put you up in.
Oh, I
the-
gotta turn off
There you
my virtual background here because it.
Good idea. Yeah, there you go. Check out that.
Oh wow! I love it. It's
Oh,
the
nice.
house from when it cut from the intro video. I love it.
All of this was drawn by hand with pencil, and then I colored it in with colored pencil.
Wow.
Here's Fat Scooby Doo, where you put your Scooby snacks there. That kind of acts like your resource pool. And then here's where you keep on this side is where you keep the different cards. These I printed out on the computer. I wasn't going to draw that small, but where you keep your X file, right, and then your hidden pile and your other one, and then over here is where you have your draw deck and your discard pile. So yeah, you start out your agents. you can tell the similarities there. But the Scooby Gang starts in the malt shop, and then you put the locations up here, and then you move the Scooby Gang to the different locations, and then that's when the hilarity ensues, and you start playing items and events to mess with the skill check.
I'll tell you what.
You got one of these, right? You got that, right? Signed.
Oh yeah, I've got like 8 of them here. I need to actually give them away in future episodes.
He would have had 80, but he missed that on the first night.
I didn't know I was going to be able to get away with so many autographs. What I was going to say real quick with respect to the Scooby-Doo is if you guys can figure out a date, maybe sometime in the next 2-3 weeks, let me reach out to Brian Woodward, because whereas he may not be able to be on camera and be a part of it, I know for a fact that Brian would love to watch somebody playing his game. Okay.
And maybe we can get, even as a comment, as like a judge or like, hey, Brian, what do you think about this? Oh, well, because he is really, truly the foremost expert on this game. It's his baby.
We might need an adjudicator. Who knows? It is a water.
So, if you guys can give me a notice, a date or whatever, I'll get a hold of them. Let me know.
Sounds good, David. So we'll plan it for a couple weeks out. So it would be probably looking at after Thanksgiving, most likely. Then if we're looking at it a couple of weeks out. So
no way, Thanksgiving Day. Thanksgiving Day, we're doing it.
I might have to sell my soul to make myself available on Thanksgiving Day, but maybe the day after.
Yeah, right during the football game.
There you go. CCG. We're all going to be in food comas anyway, so maybe we might just wake up enough to actually play some X-Files, or sorry, say X-Files. I meant to say Scooby-Doo ECG. So let's figure out a date soon, and then let's see if maybe we can get Mr. Brian Woodward to weigh in on that, because that would be a high honor. Because that this is the man who who brought us, who we have to thank for that lovely game.
Indeed.
Excellent. So I think we're going to about wrap this up, because it is after 10, and I wasn't actually originally scheduled to work tomorrow, but I am now. So I do want to wrap it up at a relatively early hour. But once again, I want to make sure to plug the upcoming games. So Saturday night, most likely 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 and I are going to be playing X-Files CCG. Mike, you and I are going to be playing a sealed deck game Sunday, noon, Central Standard Time. I'll get those links posted up probably tomorrow, more than likely. And make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm honored to say thanks again to Jonathan's wife there for being the 100th subscriber. And
hey!
Here's hoping for 100 more. But if in order to get there, you got to hit that subscribe button. So if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. And please drop a comment too. Let us know what you liked about this content and what we could do better. And of course, please make sure you subscribe to Studio Squim, hosted by Mr. David Peace. There's great content on there, and he does more than just X-Files CCG. He's going to be playing a variety of games, which actually, David, you did have a question earlier we did not get to answer. That was from Four-Way Flashers. He wants to know, are you planning on playing Battlestar Galactica?
Oh, yeah, I answered him in the comment section, since the conversation was going pretty good there. I'm just looking for players, and I see him saying if he could find a deck he'd love to play. Well, they are dirt cheap on eBay. They're pretty common, and I've got a few extras that I could throw your way as well. It wouldn't be enough to make a deck by itself, but I'd be more than happy to send you a few.
And also make sure you are subscribing to Matt and Mike's X-Files CCG. There is more content to be coming up in the near future. And of course, because we got that tournament coming up in the spring next year. So you want to stay on top of all the details, that's the place to be. In addition to that, we've got our Discord community where most of the behind the scenes discussions are going on, and most of the nuanced discussions that we're having regarding the game and what we've got planned for future expansions and all that. Also, Jonathan, I want to thank you very, very much for availing yourself this Wednesday evening. And of course, as Mike wants to impart, thanks again for the generous contest. I do thank you for that. That is very, very kind. I will be giving you the addresses as soon as we sign off, so you can get those shipped out to Mike and to myself and Madeline. So I do thank you as well for all the extra Detective Matters cards, which again, I don't need them, but who knows, if there's a chance to get them signed, I'll be glad to get them to others who have yet to acquire assigned Manners cards, because although Nathan denies the existence of Detective Manners, I very much am on the opposite end of that spectrum. So,
and for the guys who won tonight, submit the guesses for the Truth is Out There ultra rares, so that when we do that on David's channel, you'll be able to see if you and No One's So Paranoid.
Yes, so Mike and Madeline, you two are currently in the running to win a No One's So Paranoid. So make sure, Jonathan, where are we going to have them submitted? Do you want them to post comments here? They're both in Discord, so
they can anywhere. It doesn't. They can send it to you. They can send it to David. They can put it in Discord. Any of those places. They can send it to me on Discord. It doesn't matter. They can send it to you, and you can send it to me. As long as we have it before we open it.
They could just submit it in the comments when we're doing the box.
Yes. And Mike says, I'll post mine in the Discord later tonight. Excellent. Yeah, Madeline, I do get thinking on which two. There are 2 ultra rares to be found in every. The Nurse Owens was opened up, right? So are we? They're just guessing on the one, right?
Well, I may just grab another box. That might be the easiest way to do it.
Yeah.
Is this guy hoarding the entire vault of X-Files cards?
First world problems.
We'll just grab another box, whatever.
Yeah, so you just gotta open up a different box then. So they're gonna have 2 ultra rares to guess.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So you select your 2 ultra rares and post them as soon as you can. I mean, granted, David, that's up to you when you're going to do that episode, and of course you'll announce it in the Discord before, so give people a chance to get their guesses in. And so I think that about wraps it up.
One last thing.
What's that?
Make sure to subscribe to Alien Investigations. When he hits 200, he's giving away everything on the wall behind him. Everything.
All of that stuff.
Everything. All of it.
Not
the 200. Yeah, he told me earlier, the 200 subscriber, all of this, it's yours. So,
it's all got to go.
Yeah,
it's all
maybe the 1,000 subscriber. Maybe then we'll talk about it then. Last thing before we sign off, make sure, if you haven't already done so, watch episode 24 of Alien Investigations. There's a trivia question embedded in there, and post your answer to the trivia question in the comment section of that episode, and you will be entered in for a drawing for a chance to win an autographed Langley event card. That contest is going to be running between now and November 24th. That is, I think, the Friday after Thanksgiving, if I'm not mistaken. So yes, that is your deadline. Watch the episode, find the trivia question. It's embedded in there, and post your answer to the question in the comments, and you will be entered in the drawing to win. I think we've only had 3 submissions thus far. And yes, we'll be utilizing the Alien Investigations bucket for that drawing as well, which will probably be early December. Maybe it'll be the Scooby-Doo episode that we do that next. So who knows? We'll get that going. Yes. So I think that about wraps it up. So we're going to say goodnight. Gentlemen, I thank you all, including Isaiah there in the corner, for availing yourselves on this Wednesday evening. And of course, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. And be sure to tune in next time for another edition of Alien Investigations.